Hey up and welcome to Callum and Eddie's Corner. Right, for those of you who watch the corner regularly, you'll know that Eddie is my nephew. He's 1 year old and he's a lad. I babysit him about once a week. He comes over and we normally have a training day. I've trained him on self-defence, on awareness, on dancing, colours, numbers, everything you can think of. Today we're going to have our most difficult lesson, but it's one that needs to be learned for a lad growing up in this day and age. Eddie, today I'm going to teach you about feminism and social justice warriors. No, he's not keen on it, but we've got to learn, I'm afraid. Yeah, I know a lot of people feel that way, but let's clear some stuff up. Right. First of all, we need to talk about gender equality, which is the idea that men and women should be equal. Eddie, it is absolutely correct. Men and women should be treated the same. They can both have the same skills. A woman can train herself to be as strong as a man, and a man can be as sensitive as a woman. They should have exactly the same opportunities in the workplace, and no one should be held back because of their sex. So that is lesson number one, Eddie. Men and women should be treated equally. But lesson number two, they are not the same. Men and women are different sexes, and we need to appreciate the differences rather than pretending everyone is the same. They should have the same opportunities, but we can't pretend that they are exactly the same. You know, menstruation, for one. In terms of employment, that can make it difficult for a woman, particularly if she works I don't know, as a deep sea diver. A great white shark can smell a drop of blood miles away. Got a woman menstruating in the sea, you're going to have an issue. Although that could be an issue for a man, rectally bleeding and stuff. But still, that's probably the only difference I can think of in terms of work. But what we need to make sure, Eddie, are you listening or are you just getting toys out? It's just getting toys out. Right. We need to make sure that while women and men are allowed to do anything they want, we need to make sure that we are not positively discriminating, so pushing men or women towards a certain career, just to fulfill quotas, you know, just to dispel myths. If a woman still wants to be a nurse or a housewife, well, let her, you know, as long as you're contributing to society in a valid way, it doesn't matter what you do. No expectations, no predeterminations. Have you got that, Eddie? Right, I feel like he's taking it on board. What do you reckon? No, he's still not keen on the feminism. Okay. Right, so we've talked about gender equality. Now we need to talk about feminism itself. He's just wandering around, he is listening. Right, there's two different types of feminism. There's good feminism, first wave feminism, and there's bad feminism, second, third wave feminism. First wave feminism was, well, it became popular in the 50s and 60s, and it was in response to the fact that women weren't treated very well. They couldn't get certain jobs, they were denied certain educations, they were paid less than a man, they basically had less opportunities. It was a really valid thing, and everyone who had a brain supported it. Now, obviously, we live in a very different time now. Women can get paid the same, they can do anything they want. However, there are feminists who, rather than accepting this new status quo in this country and concentrating on places like Saudi Arabia, where there's still blatant sexism, they have ramped it up and now they want women to be treated differently to men. Eddie, come on over. Come on over here. Oh, I'll get it for you. He's got a little suitcase that he likes to open. It's just here. There you go, Eds. Open your suitcase. What on earth is that in it? I don't know why that's in your suitcase. That must have been your niece's. Right, let's move that. Right, yeah, second wave feminism is basically the idea that women should be treated differently. Positive discrimination. Women given jobs that they don't deserve, you know. Women treated in preferential light over men. That is something that's ridiculous, obviously. It's exactly what was happening to women a few years ago. It shouldn't happen anymore. It's ridiculous. So, first wave feminism, really good, really, you know, something we needed. Second and third wave feminism, pretty much cancer. Right, Eddie, are you understanding where we are? He's still not keen. He's still not keen. Right, Eddie, we need to talk about a couple of things you're going to need to be watching out for in this day and age. Number one is tribalism, which is a creation of all these different groups. Like, this is a feminist, this is a social justice warrior, this is an anti-racist. These are literally things that should just be a human. You know, no one should be racist, no one should be sexist, you know. All these things are rubbish and they are created to create a constant war between people. You know, they're racist and non-racist. Everyone should be non-racist, shouldn't even need a name. It should just be called being a normal person. The reason for this tribalism is that these groups are created by the shadow social elite to stop actual progress being made. Really, we should be sitting down as humans and talking to each other, but that's just not happening. We're arguing against each other. So you've got to be wary of that, Eds. Oh Christ, he's just found a microphone in there. Maybe. Hey, yo! It's not a great one, is it, to be honest? Right, number 2 we need to warn you about, Eddie, is that as a white male, you are going to be told time and time again that your opinion does not matter, that you cannot have opinion on certain things because you are a white male, because you have not experienced oppression or abortion or any of these different things that maybe only a certain gender or group of people have experienced. This is absolute rubbish. You cannot tell people they don't have an opinion because they have not lived through something themselves. I mean, it's literally like going back 50 years and telling women they cannot have a vote, that they cannot have an opinion because they're just a woman. It's pathetic. You should never, ever have your opinion taken away. It is as valid as anyone else's. It's like saying to a woman she cannot have an opinion on a murder case because it was a bloke who murdered another bloke and she wouldn't understand. It's just mental. It's just mental. Everyone has as much right to an opinion as anyone else. No one's is less valid, no one's is more valid. As long as you're respectful with it and you're talking to each other properly. Yeah. And that brings me on quite nicely to my final point. You're going to be shut down, not as a single white male, but all by people who don't want to have their opinions challenged. It's already becoming more prevalent. They don't like your opinion, it challenges them, and they cannot cope with it or counter it in a meaningful or proper way. They tell you that you're offending them, that it's hate speak, that you can't talk. Never ever let this happen. This is literally how the world used to work hundreds of years ago with religion. You can't talk about that because it offends what I believe in. It's rubbish. We are modern people. We need to deal in facts and information. Science is way more important than someone's feelings. So never ever let yourself be shut down. Right, that is Feminism 101. We've covered it, Eddie. Did you enjoy your little lessons? What did you think of it? Yeah. I mean, you can't expect them to take it all in at once. We will carry on working on it each week. Let's put your little hood up so you look like a dinosaur again. Just giving me an idea. I might do a little film with you as a dinosaur. Yeah, I'm going to stop talking now. Hopefully this has been useful for you guys. Me and Eddie are going to film ourselves having a little dance and doing a bit of dinosauring now. So you've probably got about 30 seconds of bonus footage after that.